Okay, let's talk about Milestone 3. Before we get too much further, let's commit an organization here. So I'm in that second tab over here, and I'm going to create two VMware folders. So new folder, it's going to be a VM and template folder, and I'm going to call the first one prod, and the second one base VM. And in prod is going to go everything that's currently production, right? And obviously in base VM, we're going to put those turned off base VMs that we took a snapshot. Now, the idea is that we do not turn these on again. VMware also has a feature called a template, which is similar to these base VMs that I've been creating. However, when you create a VM based upon a template, it allocates all the space. It's not a link clone. The advantage of the link clone is they deploy wicked fast. The disadvantage is they're not standalone. They're dependent on the parent. So if you lose the parent, you can lose the child. So that's sort of important. So at the end of this at milestone 2, right, we should see base VMs for iOS and Ubuntu. What we're going to do in this milestone is you're going to create a base VM for Ubuntu server. So that's been uploaded here. Let me find it right there, Ubuntu 22.04. If you want to see how to build that, you can go to Green Mountain Cyber, documentation, base VMs, Ubuntu 20.04.1 server. That's sort of how you do it. So feel free to use that documentation or create your own. All right. So with that, your job is to create that Ubuntu 22.04 server, and then we're going to create a link clone based upon that server. And I'll show you what that looks like in just a moment. So let me pause my video. Okay, so I've gone through the process of creating this Ubuntu base image. Now we're never going to start this thing again once we've created the base VM. And make sure you remove that CD if you haven't already. What we're going to do now is we're going to create a production VM, a link clone based upon that parent Ubuntu system. I'm going to do this by hand, and then I'm going to show you how I do it via a script. I want you to be able to do this via a PS1 file. The format and function of that PS1 file is really up to you. You can make it as fancy as you want. It can be procedural with variables at the top. It can read variables from a JSON file, which is what I do, or read sensible defaults from a JSON file. But again, it's up to you. I'm going to show you by hand, and if you take what I do by hand and kind of put it into a PowerShell script, that will be sufficient for this milestone, but you're going to want to improve during every milestone. You're going to want to improve that code. So let's create that link clone. So we're going to do that. We're going to do the whole process of creating a variable, $vcenter. Sort of nice that PowerShell remembers the commands, right? We'll go ahead and connect. Oop. All right, I'm showing the VM, so I've got that stuffed into a variable. And we got the VM host is taken care of. We'll do a data store. And that's fine. So in this case, we're not creating a temporary link clone. The link clone is the end state, right? So we'll call it link clone equals, and we'll give it a full-on name. I'm going to call it AWX. AWX. And this will be a service that we configure later on once I figure out how to do it, right? So the link clone name is going to be AWX. VM is going to be equal to the new VM, and let's see. I think my it is important to have the correct case. The snapshot I didn't grab a snapshot yet. Let me do that. You get an error there. It's because you didn't grab a snapshot on that new base VM, right? So I have my data store. I have the link name. I have the new VM. Do it. But this should be very quick. So you should see I have one called AWX, right? So if I type new VM, or excuse me, link VM, I should have AWX. Now, what I want to do is I want to set the network adapter to using the command line as opposed to doing it via the GUI. So let's do this. So we can do linked VM get network adapter. Let's see what we got here. Okay, so it's set to VM network by default. We're going to set it to 240 WAN. So one moment. Okay, and this is how we're going to do it. So we got the adapter, right? So link VM get network adapter, and what we're going to do is we're going to type set network adapter. The network name is going to be 40 WAN. And now, if we try again to get the network adapter again, it should be set to 40 WAN as opposed to VM network. So that's how you do that. So you're going to want to show me for your proof, and I'll go over the proofs again in a final video. You're going to want to show the fact that we have AWX here. You can drag it to prod if you want to. Yeah, you're gonna want to show that it's on 40 WAN, and you can fire it up if you want to. All right, so once logged in, it should pick up a DHCP address because remember, you put a DHCP server on BIOS. So that's what I'm expecting to see here by now.